Welcome, guys. So, this is going to be the best strategy to help you on how to follow up without following up. I know it sounds oxymoronic, I know it sounds like a paradox, but it's really quite simple once you really understand human psychology, how to really build trust in relationships, especially in the online digital space. So, I'm pretty sure all of us have experienced this moment where you just have that you have those pests, right? Those insects that just keep annoying you, whether it's a fly that just will not give up, whether it's a mosquito that will just not give up, and even humans. I'm pretty sure you've experienced a salesperson who has just constantly called you over and over and over and over again, and they just will not let it up. They just consistently following up. Now, did that build a likable relationship with them? Did that make them more likable with you? Or did it just create a bad experience with you? And how likely are you to work with that person or with that company again? Now, for some of you guys, it could be a case where you just need a little bit of persistence in order for you to make a decision. But then certain people don't really need that persistence. If anything, they're just not ready. And if you just keep pestering them, if anything, they'll just block you and go and spread negativity or, really a bad word about you or the business. So I see this happening constantly in this industry where many real estate agents just don't know how to follow up. And of course, the whole typical strategy is, oh, you need to follow up, you need to do this, you need to be consistent and stuff like that. I get it, but certain people are just not ready. So certain people are just not ready, then why are you still following up? It's just a belief thing. But I'm going to walk you guys through now in the next couple of minutes in terms of how to follow up without following up. And this strategy over here is the best way for you to stay top of mind, build a relationship with them, and become likable, because you're not going to be the one who's actually directly following up with them. If anything, this strategy will then follow up with them in such an indirect way. They're going to like you, they're going to trust you, they're going to want to work with you, or they're going to refer you to someone who they know would get a lot of value because they know, like, and trust you. And that's really what business is all about. It's a value exchange. So let's jump straight into it. So the process is very simple. It's this 3-step process, right? Leverage, video, value. So let's start with the first one, which is basically leverage. Now, the best way I could really explain the leverage side of things is you want to essentially leverage platforms that already do have, or that already do give you an advantage to get what? Visibility, for you to get seen. Okay. Now, why is this important? Because without the leverage, then you're going to have to manually do it yourself. So what do I mean by that? If we're looking at platforms like Meta, so Meta has WhatsApp, Facebook, and Instagram. Now, if you're looking at Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp, what are one thing that they have in common? All three of them have got the story functionality, right? Where you can go and view someone's story on WhatsApp or Facebook or Instagram. Now, why is this so important? The reason why this is so important is because, does it cost you money to post a story? No. Does it cost you money to go and look at someone else's story? No. What does it cost you? It costs you time for you to create a story, or for you to post a story. And guess what? It also costs you time for you to watch a story. So 9 times out of 10, guys, you're not going to go and watch something or focus or concentrate on something if you're not interested in it. So 9 times out of 10, most of you guys are paying attention to people's stories. And what is that taking? It's taking your most valuable resource, which is your time. But the fact that you're concentrating and you're focused and you're watching it, you now indirectly, in a sense, watching what another person is doing. And there's nothing wrong with that, by the way, guys. Okay. But where this has benefit in business is now, instead of you just mindlessly looking at what other people are doing, like everyone else, you can now use this to your advantage. Why? Because this is the best way for you to indirectly follow up without following up. Let me give you an example. So, how often have you, for example, watched someone's story? I'm pretty sure you guys have all experienced this, where maybe you follow someone on Facebook or Instagram, or you have a friend or family member or your children on WhatsApp, for example, and you watch their stories like religiously. If they post a story, you watch it religiously all the time. Okay, how often do you do that? You do it a lot. You don't even have to think about it. It's just a habit. Some of you guys even do it. You're not even aware that you're looking at stories. And that's why for me, I'm very particular. I don't even watch people's stories. I've even had to mute them because I'm human. And I understand that That's just the way that it is now from a digital space, where most people are not intentional about their time, so they will they'd waste their time by looking at things like that. Now, it's not to say they're meaningless, but if you have better things to do, then it's best for you to focus on that. But most people don't think that way, and I'm doing the best I can to help you guys view things from a producer perspective. Because if we really had to look at it, I'd say there's a 96.4% rule here. 96% of people are consumers, 4% of people are actual producers. And the producers take 96% of the income, whereas 4% of the consumers take whereas 96% of the consumers take 4% of the income. So if you really want to be killing it, you want to make sure that you post on your stories. So it could be like, okay, but what do I post on my stories? What's the best way to do this? And how is it really possible for me to get people to know, like, and trust me through my stories? How is that even possible? So there's an experiment that Google did, right? So it's called the 7-11-4 rule. I've spoken about this extensively. So basically what Google did is that Google went and assessed not every, but I would assume these were different companies in different industries and service providers from different industries. And basically what they did is that they interviewed all of their customers. And they basically asked these customers a simple question. Why did you choose this particular company compared to this other company? On paper, they all do the same thing. Why did you choose this company instead of the competitor? And you know what they said? They basically all said the same thing according to their activity. So what do I mean by that? Google realized that majority of these customers consumed about 7 hours of that company's content across 11 touch points across 4 different platforms. So what do I mean by that? They consumed over 7 hours of that company's information, of their content. So whether this was their website, whether this is on social media, whether this is watching their videos, whether this is YouTube stuff, they consumed over 7 hours of that content across 11 touch points. So what do I mean by 11 touch points? So if someone watches a YouTube video, that's 1 touch point. If somebody saw an email from you and then attended a webinar and watched maybe 2 hours of that webinar on Zoom, that's another touch point. Okay, so about 11 touch points across 4 different platforms. So that could be YouTube, this could be even WhatsApp. Okay, so all those companies that were dominating, their customers chose those companies instead of their competitor because of that. 7 hours of content across 11 touch points across 4 different platforms. Now, why is this so important? This basically then just shows you that many people, okay, and this is very simple for you guys to understand. In order for you to then get people to know, like, and trust you, you just need to get them to essentially consume your content. But then how do you get people to consume your 7 hours of content? Well, I mean, you don't really have to go that extensive, because in South Africa, there really isn't a lot of competition, because this was done in the States. But the easiest way for people to consume your content without you having to pay for ads, without you having to spend a lot of money, but just invest in your time, is through stories. That's one of the best ways for people to engage with you and your content. And how often has it happened where maybe you watch an influencer on Facebook or Instagram and you watch their videos all the time, to a point where you know their mannerisms, right? You know how they talk. You end up liking them, right? You end up building, in a sense, a digital relationship with them. But it feels real. It feels like you know this person, but that person doesn't know you. And that's what we call a parasocial relationship, where basically you have people who've watched people online for a specific period of time, and in a sense they build a relationship with them. It's like, for example, the Kardashians. Why are they billionaires? Because they've mastered parasocial relationships. They've essentially built years and 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 years worth of content, right? Hours and thousands of hours of content, where people go through those ups and downs with them to a point where they feel close to them. Now, whenever they're selling a product or a brand or a business, it's, in a sense, they feel like this person is my friend, and therefore they're willing to support it. That is how influencers like Mr. Beast, I Show Speed, for example, right? That's the reason why they make so much money. It's because they know how to leverage what? Online, not just stories, but content, to get people to invest their time so that people can invest money in it. And that's why I was saying that it's a 96.4% rule. 96% of people are consumers who are consuming the 4% content. And the people who are the 4% that are producing the content take home 96% of the income, right? That's just how it works. So how do you then leverage this? It's very simple. You want to then create video-based content, right? So that you can post them on your WhatsApp, Facebook, or Instagram stories. This could be 30 to 60 seconds, but it needs to be front-facing because we want to first start initially by building a relationship with them. Warm tonality, what I mean by that is, how are you naturally as a person, right? You want to be as authentic as possible. And then the whole purpose here is adding value, right? When I say adding value, it could be just from a case of what is something that they can take home from the video. So for those who do follow me, if you watch me on Facebook or Instagram, you guys know I post a lot of stories. I've toned down a bit. I used to post like 15 or 20 a day, but now I do about 3. And if you watch all my stories, there's always something that you can take home. Always, always, always. Now, why am I doing that? Because ultimately what am I doing is I'm leveraging. How am I doing that? A lot of you guys I've probably spoken to. A lot of you guys probably see my content on YouTube. You probably see my emails. I know it's just a matter of time before your deal registers, before you finally fed up, before you quit your real estate agency that you're working with and you're moving, or before you're just tired of cold calling. And then that moment you're sick and tired, I want you to think of me. That moment where you're sick and tired and then you watch my stories and then that value hits you, then you make a decision. But then if you didn't watch this from me, if you didn't attend a masterclass, if you didn't attend a seminar, if you didn't build a relationship with me, then you wouldn't be working with me. So that is why you want to leverage this. Guys, this is my secret weapon and I'm sharing it with you. Once you guys perfect this is so simple. It's one of the easiest things in the world. But I know some of you guys might be like, oh, I'm afraid of putting myself in front of the camera. At the end of the day, it's really up to you guys. Like, here's the thing. Can you imagine getting into real estate and you say, look, I want to close deals, but I don't want to talk to people. I don't want to talk to clients. Real estate, guys, is a front. It's a people's business. You have to always put yourself out there. And it's the same thing when it comes to video. How can you build a relationship with someone if you can't see their face? If you don't see how they engage with you? And I understand some of you guys might be like, well, Wandile, I'm not good with my accent, or I don't know how to pronounce certain things. Well, that's okay, guys. It just shows that you're human. All right. So it's very important to understand that front-facing videos are the best ways to go, because how many other agents are doing that? How many other agents are thinking the way that you do? And that's why I'm going to go back. It's 96% fall. Okay. 96% of agents won't do this. Okay. Because they're afraid of how people are going to look at them. But 4% of agents will do this. And just guess how much percentage are they going to take from you? They're going to take 96% of your consumers' time and focus and energy. Why? Because they're putting their faces in front of your market, adding value, while you are just posting listings all day. Who do you think is going to build a relationship faster and quicker? The 4%. So move away from the 96% mentality and focus on the 4% so you can get 96% of your market's attention. Now you might be asking yourself, okay, what sort of video should I be creating? Very simple, guys. Videos, you could do video-based ebooks where, for example, you could do, like, let's say, for example, you create an ebook and each ebook has got a point. So let's say it's a home improvement ebook, and then there's about 5 points in that home improvement ebook. You could create one video which could focus on one point, and then if people want to get access to the ebook, you just say, hey, look, if you want access to a free ebook, pop me a message and I'll send it to you. You could do video walkthroughs, but we need to see you. We need to hear you speak and engage. Whether it's a voiceover or whether we see you in person, it's very important. You could also do handovers, for example. So if there's a happy client, do a handover. Let's see your face. You could do, for example, value in terms of the pain points that your clients are experiencing. Guys, if you just go on ChatGPT and you can really expand on this. But the purpose at the end of the day is, if you want to follow up without having to follow up, this is the best way to go about it. Because here's the thing. You first spoke to that lead. Let's say they weren't ready yet. They needed some time, right? Whatever logistical issue that they had, or even if they were just BSing you, you now have them as a contact on Facebook or on Instagram or on WhatsApp. This has happened to me so many times. Okay. Now they're seeing your content every single day. What content are they seeing? Right? It's your value-based content. Are they going to resonate with every video? No, but there could be one or two that they do resonate with. And the more you just post, guess what? Every single day they're watching your content. Remember what I said, guys, 96% of people are consumers, and they don't even realize that they're consumers. They don't even realize the power that they're giving the 4%. So now you have your leads who are just subconsciously just watching your videos daily, in and out. Why? Because they like your videos. Now, guess what happens? They build a parasocial relationship with you. They view you as the top agent. They view you as the best agent. They view you as the agent who they know, like, and trust without even realizing it, purely because you have been in their faces every single day. And again, remember, it was by choice. It's not like you literally reached out to them and said, hey, go check this out. No, you put yourself in a position for you to get seen, and that is the power behind this. And then because they're seeing you every single day, that is how you're following up without actually following up. Because if, let's say, you spoke to a seller who said that right now, they're only willing to sell at this particular price, I want you to double down on more videos that speak about why pricing is very important. If you haven't sold your house in X amount of time, it could be because of pricing, and here's why. Guess what? They're going to watch that video. Did you shove it down their throat? Did you tell them directly? No. They watched it on their own accord. And guess what? Their guard is down when they're watching it on their own. But when they're talking to you, their guard is up. That's why they become very defensive. So can you see how powerful this is? People are watching your videos while their guard is down. And guess what that does? It goes straight into their subconscious. And what does it tell their subconscious? This person's right. This person's got a point. I like this person's perspective. Okay, I'm going to contact this person. Or what could happen is that they could go and chat with a friend, or they know someone who's looking to sell, and guess who they're going to refer? You. Purely because, and I need to emphasize this, purely because you have, in a sense, infiltrated this secret system where they're now consuming your content religiously without them even realizing it. That is what I've been doing this whole time, guys, with my business. If you literally just look, I send emails. What happens? Every single day. I'm posting a testimonial every single day. I'm posting value-based videos every single day. You look at my stories, I'm posting that every single day. Why? Because I'm subconsciously speaking to each and every single one of you guys. It may not be today, it may not be next week, it may not be next month, but eventually, in a sense, you'll either refer me or you'll work with me, okay? Or you'll, in a sense, decide to try and do it on your own and realize, damn, I need to work with Wandile. And then that's how we work together, okay? That is how you can ethically brainwash people to work with you, right? It's a very dark trick, but if you use it with integrity, then there's no reason why people wouldn't want to work with you. I use it, many people use it, and once you become conscious of this, watch all the people that you see consistently online. They use this, and they use it so well. So I'm also a consumer. It's not to say that the 4% aren't consumers. We are consumers, but we're very conscious about where we put our time and our focus. Guys, your focus, your concentration, your time, those are your most valuable assets. Those three things, guys, are the most valuable intangible assets that you have, where most people aren't even aware of that, because most people value the tangible assets, things like money and things that they can physically hold. No, guys, the very successful people know that the most valuable intangibles are the most valuable things in the world. And that's why billionaires and very successful people focus a lot of their time, attention, effort on their business, on how they can make their product better. Because then they know most people don't even are aware of that. And what do? They just consume. So once you guys remove yourself from a consumer-based mindset and you focus more on the producer-based side, you'll kill it. But anyways, guys, that's the best strategy to follow up without following up. I would say frequency-wise, post every day. Every day, literally every day. What I do basically, and I'm going to give you guys a quick hack here, is many people think that you need to post on that particular time and then post it actually. So what I mean by that is you record the video, then you post at the same time. No, don't do that. You want to plan it. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen many influencers where they just consistently post all the time. 9 times out of 10, they scheduled it. It wasn't a case where it's like, okay, I'm doing this at this time. No, don't do that. All right. Set a time once a week, record those videos, and then you're done. And then you can post afterwards. What happens is that as time goes by, you have more videos to post. So for example, if you record 5 videos once a week, for example, in a month, you now have 20 videos. In 5 months, you have 100 videos. Okay. In a year, now you've got over 100 plus videos. Now, what is that going to do for you? Now, all you can just do is regurgitate those videos. Now you can post 2 videos a day for a full year and not worry about, oh, what content can I post? Now you can maybe post content once a month just to do a little bit of updates. That is the key here, guys. I think I've got more than 100 plus videos on my phone, and I can just regurgitate those videos, but people think I'm actually posting them because I have so many. So can you see how powerful that is? But only guys, if you apply this. Remember, guys, knowledge without application is not power at all. So it's very important for you to then apply this. Anyways, guys, if you guys got a lot of value in this, share with us another agent. I'll see you guys in the next one.